8th annual First Responders Golf Challenge and Open Golf Tournament, in which they're hoping all of the fire departments and rescue squads in the county will participate with a team. So, and it's a challenge this year. That is on Tuesday, June the 12th, and that is being held at Breton Bay Golf and Country Club in Leonardtown, Maryland. And that's it for mine. If you have any questions, otherwise, I would like to welcome back Master Sergeant Verdiglione. He's pinch hitting for our Corporal Bryant, who's out this evening. And he was our first cops officer in the town of Indian Head in 1997 to 2002.
Thank you, guys. It's nice to be back. Things have changed a little bit, but not a whole lot. I do remember our mayor when he was probably a couple feet tall. You've turned into a very nice young man. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I just have a few things that Steve's passed on for me to share with you. First of all, from the Charles County Sheriff's Office, we would like to thank the town of Indian Head for hosting our first series of church security seminars. That was we did that here at the Pavilion 2 weeks ago. I think it was very well attended. About 70 people from churches all over the county attended. We will be hosting 3 more at various locations in the county. Basically, we tried to make it convenient for as many people as possible. For more information on that, you can go to our public website, ccso.us, and we're also on Facebook for the dates and times of those seminars. We are now entering the final phase of our 911 business contact information updates. I think we've just about gotten every commercial business in the town updated. Unfortunately, that's something that has to be done quite frequently because businesses change, managers change, contact information changes, and it's very important to us as well as the fire side to have this information. Heaven forbid, at 2 or 3 in the morning, you know, if there were to be a fire or an incident, it's nice to be able to have that information readily available so we can contact the owners of the businesses. And, you know, it can be frustrating at times, you know, making multiple phone calls to try to find somebody that, you know, can answer the phone and give guidance. It's definitely a safety issue from our end as well as the fire department. You know, information like that is important to get as soon as possible, so we know what may be in a building that's on fire. We know who should be in a building, who shouldn't be, if there are dogs inside, those type things. So we're working on that, and the commercial businesses in the town have been very cooperative, so we hope to have that wrapped up very soon. In conjunction with that, we've been soliciting the town to businesses to have commercial security surveys done, which once again, every 2 to 3 years, that's important also. It's a free service we provide at the Sheriff's Office. We'll have an officer come out and inspect the business from top to bottom, door locks, alarm systems, those type things, and we will make suggestions for improvements on those type things. So that's a free service. We'd encourage everybody to take advantage of it. We already have several businesses signed up, and we'll start working on those next week. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. The only other thing I wanted to bring up is we have had a couple incidents in town over the last week or so, some thefts from unlocked vehicles. I know you hear this every time. You'll just hear it from me this time, but please lock your doors, lock your vehicles. You know, a lot of criminals are opportunists, and just by simply locking your door and securing your valuables out of sight, out of mind, can prevent a lot of problems. So we would certainly encourage that. Any questions?
I have a question related to the church security seminars.
Yes, sir.
I guess I need to know from the town staff how that information was disseminated, and if you can provide some statistics on the number of churches within town that attended. Personally, I, as a council member, was unaware that we had something like that, and I don't know if the other council members attended, but those are types of things that we need to have insight into. So that, I guess it's not a task for you, sir. It's just for the town staff.
I will say our first one was on kind of short notice. We wanted to try to get them up and running so that we could get them completed before things started getting busy in the spring. And that's one good thing we know. When we call and make a request for the town, they're usually right there for us. So
Understood,
was
but a
kinda
simple
thrown
email could to the council is I think we at least deserve that level of information.
Sure.
So, but thank you so much for your report.
Good evening, Town Council.
Good evening, Sheriff Berry.
Hopefully everyone's doing well, and good evening to the fine citizens of Indian Head. Just came by. I understood that you have your meeting and just want to come by and just offer, give you a slight update of what we're doing at the Sheriff's Office, what's going on in the Sheriff's Office. I know Master Sergeant DiGleone and his staff members are doing an outstanding job in our community officer policing program. We also, if you weren't aware, we did apply for a grant a little over a year ago, and we are expanding, have an opportunity expanding our citizens' community-oriented policing program. So once we get officers off the field training program, so we'll be adding additional 3 officers. So we are definitely getting a lot of requests from other communities in that regards for our community-oriented policing program. And here in Charles County is critically important. No police department or sheriff's office can police their community in a bubble. We need the citizens' buy-in that regard of making sure that like programs like If You See Something, Say Something programs, having another set of eyes and ears is really, really important in community. And as a result of the partnerships that we have with our citizens in conjunction with our other EMS and fire EMS personnel and also the Sheriff's Office and other police agencies, I'm happy to report that since 2014 we have a reduction of 23% in crime in Charles County. So that is just a testament of the citizens and law enforcement officials working together and doing an outstanding job. So I know that community-oriented policing program is going to help us out in that regards. Again, it needs to be reiterated, and Sergeant Redillon did a very good job in this regard, that we do have minor issues in regards to people leaving their vehicles unlocked and we having theft from vehicles. So that is a significant issue, not just here in Charles County, but also regionally, that we're having issues in that regard. So we have a reminder on our Facebook page, and this is a plug for our Facebook page. Please tune in. We have a 9 o'clock reminder that as you are going to bed and shutting down your houses and everything for the next day, that you lock your doors and make sure that your vehicles are locked. Because we believe if your vehicles are locked and your homes are locked up, some of those particular incidents can be mitigated, just that simple reminder. So we are doing a number of things in the community as far as reaching out to our community. And there's one program, if you're not familiar with it, we started 2 years ago, a Citizens Police Academy. You're not coming out to be police officers, but you get a snapshot behind the scenes of how the Charles County Sheriff's Office works. And that's in regards to our sworn staff, our correctional staff, and also our civilians. It is about 11 or 12-week program which happens right after the county fair, the weekend after county fair, and it runs through Thanksgiving. We take off that week of Thanksgiving, but we have been able to graduate 2 classes. Each class has about 20-plus people in there, and it pays significant dividends in this regards. And my hopes in creating this program was to have an opportunity to create positive ambassadors for the Charles County Sheriff's Office. So you'll know about our patrol division, you'll know about our criminal investigative division, a little bit more about our community-oriented policing programs, and about our detention facility and our civilian staff. So it helps out considerably of letting people know. And it was a lot of community leaders who happened to be in the first 2 classes. And individuals have lived in Charles County all of their lives and did not know some of the service we provide and how busy we are in that regard. So it played out significantly well. So if there's any citizens in the community that are really interested in partnering on a higher level or another level with the Sheriff's Office, please go to our website or go to our Facebook page and express an interest for our Citizens Police Academy. It is a commitment. It's an 11, 12-week commitment, one night a week on Wednesday, so it goes about for 2 or 3 hours, but it pays. You'll get to learn other people in the community, and again, creating those positive ambassadors. And what we encourage at the conclusion of that class is to get them more involved in your community, whether you're not necessarily with the Charles County Sheriff's Office, maybe it's through Crime Solvers, maybe it's through some other benevolent organization in Charles County. So we're trying to level the profile of the agency, but also getting individuals get more involved in Charles County in general. So those are some of the programs that we have and what we're putting out towards the Sheriff's Office. And I'll be willing to take any questions if anyone has any questions in regard to Sheriff's Office or law enforcement in general.
Well, Chief Berry, I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. I want to thank your officers. Last week they were out running a new canine of theirs, and the citizens were intrigued. Generally we see German Shepherds, but this was like a floppy-eared, some kind of hound of sorts.
Bloodhound.
Right? Bloodhound, right? And that was very refreshing to see that they had that capability and expanding that capability. So thank them, and thank you for all that you do for us.
Absolutely. We have an outstanding K-9 unit. They're very dedicated individuals, and the K-9 play an awesome and an important role in law enforcement. Absolutely.
I have one question, Sheriff Bear.
Yes, sir.
The age limit on those trying to join the academy, what is it?
It's at the age of 18.
18 and above, right?
18 and up. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. And we do also have other programs through the summertime that are sponsored by our school resource officers. We have basketball programs. We just last year started a soccer program for young people. We have football programs, softball programs, basketball. And these are grant-oriented programs where we're funded through the Sheriff's Office and also through the Charles County Public School Systems, where it gives the young people an opportunity to get outside their communities. And also through sports, we also interject some life lessons about how to be good citizens, how to resolve conflicts in a peaceful manner. So we try to give young people's life lessons in regards to things that they may be dealing with as young people in the community, those particular growing pains. And it also, these wonderful programs gives the Sheriff's Office an opportunity to engage with our youth in a positive manner.
Thank you.
Sheriff, I do have an additional question.
Yes, sir.
So school violence is a big thing in the news. If you could, I guess, give us some insight into some of the things that you can discuss that the sheriff is doing to keep the schools safe.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have drills that we have been conducting in our schools for a number of years, where we have lock-ins, we're creating safe zones in our school systems in the event a significant incident happens. Some of you may be aware we do have school resources officers assigned to every high school, every middle school, and they also have a collateral assignment in as far as the elementary schools. So the school resource officers are there for not only additional layer of protection, but we also teach various programs. We teach DARE programs, we teach drug awareness programs, and we also teach a course to our middle school and high school young people in regards to what's called truth and consequences, letting know young people that there's consequences for their actions, whether positive or negative. So we have an extra layer. But if you've been following me through our budgetary process through the county, I have not only just, I will be asking for this year, but have been asking for a number of years of how can we go about expanding our school resource program, because it's strategically important, not just for another layer of security, but also being able to teach some of the courses. So my ultimate goal moving forward is to have a school resource officer in every Charles County school, because we know when schools are going to be built. There's not a surprise. So we should be able to work with our county commissioners, with our sheriff's office, and with our school system in advancing our school resource program. We know that another school is coming online in 2019, which is called Berry Elementary School. So we're going to be asking for funding for additional school resource officers. So we definitely want to keep our children safe. And in those teaching moments, we want to be able to interject some of those drug awareness programs that we think pay significant dividends as young people matriculate through high school, middle school, and on to elementary school, middle school, and on to high school.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank you for coming out to tonight's town meeting and updating us on the Sheriff's Department and taking time out of your busy schedule. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Pretty awesome.
Any additional questions from the audience from anyone? Okay, thank you very much.
Moving on to the next agenda item, we have no briefings tonight, no presentations, recognitions, resolutions, ordinances, or petitions, no unfinished business, and no new business. Moving on to the announcement of upcoming meetings. Community Activities Committee will not meet this month. The Children's Spring Party and Easter Egg Hunt, $2 for all ages, will be Sunday, March 18th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Village Green Pavilion. The next Planning Commission meeting will be hosted at the Village Green Pavilion on Wednesday, March 21st at 7 p.m. You said the 24th event was moved, correct?
Yeah, we're going to cancel March 24th. Yes, sir. It'll be posted.
Fantastic. Moving on to Town Council Work Session will be Wednesday, the 28th, 3:30 p.m. at Town Hall. Parks and Recreation Commission and Environmental Sustainability Committee, got it that time, will be Wednesday, March 28th at 7 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. concurrently at the Village Green Pavilion. And Town Hall Community Affairs and Public Works will be closed Friday, March 30th. No trash pickup, and the next town meeting will be Monday, April 2nd, 7:30 p.m. at the Village Green Pavilion. All right, that's all I got. If you have citizens' comments, please come to the podium, name, and state your business. And thank you for being here.
Good evening. I'm Janet Salazar. I'm the Executive Director for the Charles County Public Library, and I just wanted to come out and say hi because I don't get over here very often. And I just wanted to say thank you all for always being such great supporters of the library. And just to let you all know a little bit about what's going on at the library, I'm sure you all know that we're in the process of trying to get our La Plata branch rebuilt. But it's also at the time where, because that's kind of in the works, we need to start thinking about our Potomac branch, which is just up the road here, because it is the next in line to be renovated. So I know I personally would like to hear thoughts from the people who live on this side of the county and what they need in a public library, so that I can be taking it to our board members. Vice Mayor is one of our board members, so I would want to make sure that we brought it to the board so that they would understand what you all need from your library. So we will be asking for feedback soon. We will also be asking for feedback for some new services that will be coming up. We have a team that we're calling our Excite Innovation Team, and they're going to be asking for people to come and help them kind of choose a project to work on this year that would be innovative for Charles County Public Library. So that will be coming out. If you would like to be part of that team, please just call the library and ask about it, and we will put you in touch with the people that you need to talk to about that. We do have some really great things that have just happened. Like within the last month, we opened our SOAR innovation space at our Waldorf West branch. That stands for Securing Opportunities and Aspirations Realized, and it's really a space that's meant to make you think about the possibilities, which is one of our visions for the library. And it has a lot of really cool stuff in it. It has the whole Adobe Creative Cloud suites in there, but you can also come in and do like podcasting or digital music recording, or you can print a very large poster, because we have a poster printer over there as well. So I would encourage you to come out and see that space. But the really great thing that I want to talk about tonight, and both of these are grant-funded projects. SOAR was a grant-funded project. We have just this week launched our mobile hotspots. So if you are someone who is at home and does not have internet access, you can check out a mobile hotspot from the library, take it home, and you will have access to the internet through the cell service that is around all over the place here. So please come in. All you need is a library card. You do have to be 16. You can't be a child and take it out. You do have to be at least 16 years old to get one, but we would love to see you come in and take advantage of that if you need it. And even if you don't, I have one sitting at home right now just to figure out how it works, because I think they're really cool. Mm-hmm. So those were both grant-funded projects, and we wanted to let you know about them. And the last thing I really want to mention tonight is, in case you didn't know, we do have notary services at the library at all of our branches. All you have to do is call us, and we can do it for you for free. So, again, Janet Salazar, Charles County Public Library, thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah.
For the poster printer right now, during the grant period, it is free because it's a grant and we can't charge for it. But once the grant period is over in September, we will be charging for it, but it won't be the same amount that you would get at like Staples. It will be less than that. It's really just to recuperate the cost of the ink and the paper. Yes, there are people there. Our librarians are there to help you. So, any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Well, we always have a little bit of a book sale right there at every library in the lobby, but our next one is coming up. Oh, man, I knew you were going to ask this question. I don't have it in my head. In April? I don't have the exact dates with me, but it would be in April, I believe. So I just don't know if it's the 12th. That's sticking out in my head like that's what it should be, but I don't have the dates with me.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, those are actually very popular. So we are trying to, especially over here, we're trying to expand those projects. I know we do a lot for children on this side of the county, and we're trying to expand what we do for teens and adults over here as well. So. There is a comment form that is online, and you are always welcome to give us suggestions for programs or services all the time there, or you can just call us, and if you call and ask to speak to me, I'd be happy to talk to you. So.